last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
The AT unit on the field. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. He'll return it. That gamble did not pay off.
Well, and your Florida State Seminoles will take over 1st and 10.
Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. Not much there. They'll give him 1 to the 14.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Pushes ahead for 2. They'll mark it at the 17.
And this is a pressing time for this defense. They've got to understand, they're backed up a little bit. They're going to run the football. They don't want to make a mistake. So I think this is the time I'm a little bit more aggressive. I got to get this football back to my offense because I'm trailing. So I look for this defense to get a little bit aggressive.
Now facing 3rd and short from their own 17. Looking to throw. Sets up the screen. You'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down.
And the running back there did everything that he's coached to do, right? They've got the lead late in this game. You've got to stay in bounds. You're finding yards. It's a positive run, but you're not going out of bounds. Really well done.
And he'll have enough for the 1st down at the 42. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. And the Seminoles are moving quickly down the field. The give to the tailback. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down.
Now you hear people talk about the 4-minute offense all the time in football. What does that mean? That means you're getting 1st downs, running the clock, and just right now physically dominating up front. Nice job by this offense.
Leaves it with the running back. Turning it on! They'll get him stopped at the 34. He's got 10 yards on that one and a 1st down.
And this guy really has been a workhorse today. He's made plays when his offense has needed them the most. He's a guy who's reliable. They know they can turn around, give him the football, and he'll go make things work out. They're going to need him to finish this game. He has to continue playing well after that big run there.
The quarterback takes a knee.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there's still ways that you can be creative and run the football, but not be so obvious. So zone read type plays, fake dives and pitches to the running back to get him outside, jet sweeps. You can find other ways to keep the clock moving, even though the defense knows you're going to run it.
Running back searching for a hole. Able to pick his way forward for a decent gain before the defense gets him down.
And not a surprise by this offense, right? This is a game management type situation. I want to run the football. I want to run the clock. The clock is my friend with the lead late in the fourth quarter inside of a minute. I'm going to keep this ground game going and make you have to look at that clock continue to tick.
He has been the go-to guy on offense all game long. On the critical third down here in the fourth quarter, surprise, surprise, guess who they go to? That guy.
They get the win. They are now bowl eligible, but when you have a 0 in the loss column, there are much bigger fish to fry.
I think a lot of people thought they'd be 6-0 at this point, too. So we know they're going to a bowl game. Great. But, David, they've got their eyes set on the college football playoff and a national championship. They have that kind of talent. They're not surprised they're 6-0. They're looking to do bigger things.
No, 6-0 is great, but that's not the goal. They want to be 12-0. They want to be 14-0. They want to continue this streak as long as they possibly can. Extremely talented.
One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee, First Bank Stadium, home to the Commodores of Vanderbilt. As we'll see the number 23 team in the country, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on another SEC rival, the Vanderbilt Commodores. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Seminoles will kick it away first. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. will get the ball first. And for their sake, they better hope they've solved some of the turnover and protection issues that just plagued them in a nightmare of a game last week, David.
It was not a good performance. And this offense has got to grow. It's got to get better. And they've got to find some ways to move the football. They've got to throw the football, but we can't turn it over. Jesse, those are the critical mistakes. More games are lost than won, and last week, too many turnovers for this quarterback.
Well, they just had too many negative plays and too many turnovers in that game to win. They believe they've got the dudes offensively to win games so long as they stay on schedule. But when you're going backwards and you're giving the offense on the other side more possessions because you turn it over, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's something they have to be able to avoid in this game.
The Commodores come to the line in the hurry-up.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against a different defense.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. 4 receivers set, 2 on each side on 2nd and 8. Off the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man on the right. They finally get to him. And what a play there to pick up the first down. And the Commodores come to the line with a new set of downs. Off play action on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Morris. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Commodores, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. He'll do it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Last play didn't go well. It leaves him with 2nd and 11. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. 9th play of the drive coming up, but they'll have to convert 3rd and long to keep it going. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Trying play action. They get to him as he throws. And the 3rd down pass incomplete after a good deflection by the defense. They'll send out the kicker here. Just drives it between the uprights. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
He'll take that first drive. Like, you wanted a touchdown, but you gave the people here at home something to cheer about on that first drive. Move the football enough to get your kicker an opportunity and to put 3 on the board.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Seminoles offense will go to work for the first time. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have 2 guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off of defense. You've got 2 very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are 2 of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
Looking downfield on first down. They're working that left side. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. The Seminoles moving quickly to the line.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is...
Into the secondary on the right. They finally get him on the ground, and this junior turning in a big play after the catch. The give to the running back from the shotgun. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. to pass on second down. He's got it and still on his feet. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all offseason long. They look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can't pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Florida State.
And how about this offensive line? Third and goal, you gotta have it. They flew off of the ball. They got some push. They made that easy on the running back to score that touchdown.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you've got to be prepared.
Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Commodores are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. He did not make it. A stone wall on 3rd down. Kick is in the air. Just needs a crack to get a return. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Wants to go up top on first down. Got his man quickly. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Noles want to move quickly.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Got his man. He get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down. Now the play fake. Bringing the heat. Wide open downfield. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown Seminoles.
This offense is so explosive, they can change the scoreboard in a flash. You just saw that on that drive.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've come to the end of the period, and Florida State has the lead. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. They'll run it from the gun. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. The Commodores with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll try the run. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Commodores come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. Caught near the sticks. It's Brown. He'll make a play on 3rd down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32. It's on target and complete. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to throw deep right side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Commodores line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 25. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Quick step and go. Big play, takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47. And the Seminoles will hustle to the line.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Quarterback on the keeper. Got the 1st down and more. Stop is made at the 36, but he picked up 10 on that one and has a fresh set of downs.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another 1st down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. And the Noles getting set on 1st and 10. The give to the back. Driving his way all the way down to the 3-yard line. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Makes the grab. And he will score. Touchdown, Noles. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Utah State is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These Aggies have picked themselves up before, and they're capable of it again today.
To the ground with the back.
They're trailing by just 4 to Rutgers. We will be multitasking today, boys. One eye on that game, one eye on your game. Really the only way to do it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be breaks into the open. Knocked down at the 26 after ripping off 10 there. They'll snap it from the 26 on 1st down. They've been steamrolled so far in this first half, David, but maybe a little positive momentum to take to the locker room.
Well, and I like you got the first down of the drive. So maybe you can build on this now. I would play with some tempo, obviously getting closer to halftime here. Maybe create some momentum, get a score here, and cut into this lead.
Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. Still on his feet at the 45. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Unloads to the wideout. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. This might be a little easier if it were straight on, but a 43-yarder from the right hash. He splits the uprights. That'll trim the deficit to 15.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Wants to throw on first down. Gets it out fast. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Under fire. Trying to escape and get it himself. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Oh, they're after him. And it's hauled in at the 10. They'll mark him down right there, but it is a big play, and they'll move the chains. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Calls his own number. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Florida State.
And, man, the defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get the ball back to the offense before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered at half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the first half.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the capper on that drive, the 10-yard touchdown run. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. He'll keep it himself. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Pocket breaking down. Finds his tight end. And he was knocked down immediately. Very short pickup on that one. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. With the catch, it's Fleming. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Looking to throw on first down. He's got him. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. And the Commodores in the hurry-up. To the air on 2nd down. Under fire. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Firing to the right, complete. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. The Commodores send out the punt unit. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Boys, you never quite know what to expect there in Nashville, and we've had a lively first half. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true 3-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and in the deep ball, he is a problem. And I don't think this defense has the solution. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at First Bank Stadium.
Just about set to get this second half underway. Bringing it out. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. He'll pull it on the read. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. The Seminoles trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Got his man downfield. And he gets it done on 3rd down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the 1st down.
Rides to back and leaves it. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. He's really close to that 1st down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the 1st down at the 36. Rides the back on the option, the give. Makes the tackle at the 31. It's a pickup of 5 on the play. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll move the wide receiver. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Ball at the 31, 3rd and short coming. Defense trying to rise up. From the gun, wants to pass. Shoots it to the left. Can't make the grab in this offense, which has been brilliant this season on 3rd down. Doesn't convert this time. It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. A quick pass to the left. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. Got it behind the line. It's Fleming. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Right on time, completes the slant. Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense. The run from the shotgun. Oh, what a move. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. And the Commodores with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Caught in the backfield, it's Fleming. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. He'll do it himself. Nice job to pick up the 1st down, and they'll spot it at the 42. The Commodores come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. Going for it all. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. That's caught. It's Morris.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
Time to take a shot. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. Oh, he dropped it, just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision, oh, he's got some space. The 40, past the 20. Touchdown Seminoles! He found some open space and turned on the Jets. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
On to attempt the try.
There is on for the extra point.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, week to week, you just never know, which is why we're here with an update. Missouri has the lead right now. Columbia has just been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 4 over UNLV. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. This time they'll go to the running game. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the... He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Makes the grab inside the 30. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Commodores!
You know, sometimes as a play caller, you just don't have to overthink things. I've got a guy who's faster than your guys, and he's just going to run straight down the field. I'm going to throw it way down the field. He's going to make the catch, and we're going to score a touchdown, and that's pretty much what just happened there.
Getting set for the point after. Splits those uprights right in half. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them.
Vanderbilt, 13.
The returner will field it and try to get some field position. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Gonna sling it on 2nd down. Complete to the left. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. They go back to work with a 1st down in the final period of this one. Here's the handoff. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold it.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. From the gun, he'll try to throw. Using the quick game. And the defense makes a big hit and knocks him down. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Got quite a ways to go to keep this drive going. It's third down from the 45. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. And the Seminoles will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's open on the right. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Illegal touchdown. Offense.
That penalty cost them a third down conversion, and now they'll have to try it from a little farther away. Fourth down attempt coming. Off play action. Rushes on him, and they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down.
Job protecting their man. It's fourth down. He needs some time to make a play. The defense brings the blitz, beats the offensive line, and gets the big sack.
Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And on fourth down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. Right on target the first time. Now he'll try another from 24 yards out. Right down the boulevard. It's good. And now the lead is even bigger.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. Quarterback on the keeper. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. First down here for the offense. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play. The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. The give from the gun. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. The give to the back. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Noles! What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that. They extend this 4th quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak.
And this has been the story of the game. Everything going their way. Offensively, special teams, and now on defense. Here in the fourth quarter, they're still being aggressive. They're still jumping these throws. And he picked that thing off and took it all the way to the house.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
For the extra point.
And he added the extra point. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd.
Vanderbilt, 13.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner goes down. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on third. That, friends, is a busted play, incomplete. And the Commodores will bring the punt team onto the field. Wants to return it. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. They'll start this drive and snap it from the 40. The give, and tick, 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 tick. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
Second down coming up.
They'll go to the ground, fighting off the defender. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. The Seminoles are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. To the ground to try to pick up the first. They got 0 push up front, and they stopped him in the backfield. And that one will find its way into the end zone for a touchback. When you hit this point in the season, week 7, you sort of turn the corner, and you remain unbeaten at this point. You've morphed into a championship contender.
Yes, but you don't want to peek too far ahead, Reese. You kind of want to be like, nothing to see here, just move on. We haven't accomplished what we wanted yet. We haven't accomplished what we set out to do. It's week 7. I know you guys got bigger hopes and bigger dreams than just being to week 7 and being undefeated.
And guys, I've been really impressed with this team because they just seemed to always have an identity. From the very beginning of the year, they knew who they were, they knew what they were going to go out and try to accomplish and how they wanted to dominate teams. And they've been able to do that to this point. So, David, to your point, just keep getting better every single week moving ahead. And this team could be in the college football playoff discussion.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.